everyone, and today I want to talk about something sad, and it's my deteriorating relationship with Deathmatch. So when Deathmatch, free-for-all in particular, first came out, I fell in love. It was amazing, all I ever wanted. I knew that free-for-all was the one. Get married and have many free-for-all babies. That was two for that were, where, what was that? Whereas most recently, me and free-for-all, well, we're in counseling. You know, why can't I ever play you without getting freaking angry anymore? So what's happened? Honestly, the biggest one, and we're going to get into a few things in this video, but to get things rolling, the biggest one is the meta of free-for-all. You know, you see so many McCrees, Junkrats, Genjis, and it just gets tiring. Traces too, to have 5 out of 8 every single game be the same ones. You kill a McCree in front of you, you get shot by another one in the back. Nothing personal, kid. And it just starts to just wear, you know? You lose that variety spice that free-for-all should all be about. It should be a chaotic concoction of all the heroes going at it with no idea what you're going to see around each corner. Now the thing is, this was always going to happen. In a team-orientated game, where a lot of heroes do need a team to be an optimum performer, you're gonna gravitate towards a select few that are good at operating as lone wolf. And the thing is, that's totally expected, so it's not really that surprising to me. I think more to the point, and what I'm kind of sad at, is that in retrospect, the actual implementation of free-for-all has really not helped it avoid stagnating into the current, well, clone battle that it's devolved into. Because really, I don't think that allowing a multiple heroes can be picked system is actually the correct thing to do in this game mode. And I don't exactly want to say Blizzard were lazy in how they did it, because I don't think that's it at all, but I do think it was maybe more along the lines of an oversight, or maybe not for an appreciation for how it would end up once players have had a good amount of time with the mode. Because to me, a free-for-all is supposed to be a concoction of chaos, constant combat, carnage, and conflict round every corner with a different opponent, and having to have different little micro battles where anything could happen all over the map. And Overwatch is uniquely suited to create those situations a lot because of how varied all of the heroes are. But if you don't see that hero variance, then it just starts to lose almost that Overwatch charm, you know? It very much just turns into an aim game like any other shooter, and that's kind of sad. I think I would go as far to say is free-for-all is the least Overwatchy Overwatch mode in the game, and I totally think that's a fair assessment, because I think that's why originally Blizzard didn't want a deathmatch, because they did identify that this is likely to be the case, or at least it wasn't what they wanted to create, and that's why, again, it surprises me that they implemented it the way they did, because to me, surely it would be better to have a deathmatch as a, you can only have one of each hero. Yes, you could make the argument, well then it's just a queue into free-for-all and insta-lock the best hero and you've won, but the thing is, no one hero is that much so hilariously better than all the others that they're just going to win by default. So at least with this step, you actually do have a guaranteed 8 different heroes at any one time, and you keep a fresh variety in who you're facing throughout the game. and I think that would go a long way to avoid this almost "I'm sick of fighting free McCrees every frickin' game" fatigue that I am and a lot of people are experiencing. Because again, a lot of people like to say, well, just don't play the arcade mode, it's the arcade mode, it's not the proper mode, and I hate that reductive attitude. Overwatch, even Blizzard themselves know this, is such an expansive property that they want to have so many different types of players interested in different modes to have the maximum reach possible. So if I'm someone who only enjoys deathmatch in shooters, then I can still pick up Overwatch and play deathmatch and be part of that community, even if I don't like the more objective team-focused gameplay. And that's really cool and one of Overwatch's strengths. So I always think discussions in how to better the, well, non-standard modes are really important, because as I've said multiple times, in the future I think these are the modes that will actually have the majority of the player base as basic Overwatch gets more and more stale the longer in its life cycle. You only have to look how every single competitive season is always the worst. If that theme keeps going, imagine when we're on season 10, people are going to be equivalent in queuing for competitive as dragging yourself naked through boiling glass. That was weird. Why did I go there? Oh, God, no. There's so much blood and scrapage. Oh, no. Nobody should ever say the phrase blood and scrapage. Oh, God. So, I really think that Deathmatch needs a little bit of tuning that it just didn't get. Hell, I would say that a Mystery Heroes, random hero each respawn, free-for-all would be a really cool experience. I don't think it should be the default, but I think it should be available. If you look down the custom game lobbies, you'll see that so many people are making random heroes free-for-all deathmatch, because a lot of people prefer it. And that right there is really cool, by the way. People using the custom lobbies and establishing set game modes that people expect. We're starting to see that classic Warcraft 3. You know when you click browse custom games what kind of things you're going to see. The established popular modes. That's really awesome, seeing that in its infancy and developing. But I think the big one is a missed opportunity at creating some really good hijinks with the team-based heroes. Because look at Zarya, right? She has her projected barrier, help an ally, give them a shield, you know, all of that. In free-for-all, it's obviously useless. You can't put it on an enemy. So why not? And by the way, you could add these to custom settings as well. Why is there not a toggle for allow everything to be targetable on everyone? That could create some fantastic situations, and I really think that if they're not going to do this themselves, and they can't really, they can't have an arcade full of loads of variations of the same mode, but I do think there are a lot of custom settings that aren't reasonably crazy that they can really give us to let us do it ourselves, honestly, and targetable by everyone, that seems like an easy one to do. So imagine if Zarya could put her projected barrier on an enemy in free-for-all. If the leader is attacking someone and about to get one of their final couple kills, you throw your barrier out, you get some charge, that's good for you, and you tactically deny the dude that's winning and buy yourself more time to catch up. The same with Anna's ultimate. That would be a really awesome decision to make and actually give reasons to pick the more off-the-beaten-track heroes. Granted, that doesn't apply to much, and being able to barrier other people doesn't instantly make Zarya a popular pick, but it does add a little bit more of a dynamic and does support a more random hero, or at least limit it to one per hero per game as a viable way of playing it. I also totally think there needs to be a way of keeping track of your performance in arcade, because for a lot of people, arcade is their main go-to. It's where they get their fun. And yes, I think there's definite merit to the people that prefer arcade aren't necessarily the people that care about any kind of rating systems, but I would say that mainly applies to the zanier modes, like Total Mayhem, like Mystery Heroes. I think people that are playing Arena and Deathmatch are people that like winning, like being competitive. On the whole, you get some people running around at Mercy and trying to make friends, and it's kind of a good judge of character when somebody runs at you being friendly and peaceful in free-for-all, and you have a decision to make. Do I betray them and shoot them in the face for a free point, or do I respect what they're doing here and move on? And oh, it's I shoot them every time, alright? That is 3 points, and I will fucking win. So, apart from the odd people like that, you're in it to win it when you put yourself in that mode. And I think it would be really cool to have some sort of outside progression-y thing tied to that, even if you just had a general arcade rating that went up. Yeah, there are a lot of downsides with it, and it might need a little bit more of a complicated implementation, because if it didn't reset, if there wasn't seasons, it would just keep on expanding, and you'd have people who've been playing for 3 years have like a 48,000 arcade rating, and making it completely meaningless. But I don't know, I think there's definitely merit, and it would definitely enhance the arcade as a whole if it almost got legitimized as a proper way to experience the game in everyone's eyes, not just Blizzard's and the people who predominantly do. So yeah, that's my couple cents on how I'm currently seeing and enjoying Deathmatch as the most recent addition to the roster. I do think there is not that many potential arcade mainstays left to be added that can't be adequately represented by the custom games if we do get a few more options, which I really still think we do. Where is infinite ults? Come on, we need permanent Dragon Blade, imagine! But I do really want one in particular. I really want an Overwatch gun game. And the idea of spawning in on a hero, and you have to get 24 kills, one on each hero, and it's done automatically. Yes, you can set this up in a custom lobby with not rules based in the settings, but rules that you tell people and hope that they stick to, which is, well, a rocky road by itself. But I think that would be so much fun. I think that would be a fantastic officially supported arcade mode to play. But I would like to throw this out to you guys. How, I mean, is anything I just said actually like relevant to you? How many of you do prefer arcade in general? I want to know what you guys actually think of the arcade modes and how they enhance, or you don't really care about your experience in Overwatch relative to them. I'm very, very curious on that front. And as a further thought, I would love some cool arcade mode suggestions from you guys. Like, if Blizzard came to you and went, I need you to implement a new awesome fun arcade mode for everyone, what would it be? What would tickle your fancy? Let me know. Oh, and by the way, I am currently away at the moment. As you are listening to this for the first time it goes up, I am not at home, I am away for a few days. So just in case anything major's happened in the Overwatch community that I am not making a video about because of me being away, let me just handle it now. Whoa, oh my god, that's amazing! Can you believe this? Hype! This has happened, this has been announced, this has been implemented, this has been changed, this has been buffed, this has been nerfed. That's so cool, bad, awesome, hype, terrible, can't believe they've done this. Yes, they've finally done this. Oh, like and subscribe, thank you very much for watching. Oh my god, news. So yeah, there we go. I think I've covered everything there. My name's been Rage, like you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. A good boy.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me, I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Yeah.